In 1986, Corinne Hofmann and her boyfriend Marco left Switzerland for what was meant to be a simple holiday in Kenya. They had built a quiet life together, running a boutique and dreaming of the future. But fate had other plans. Somewhere along the shores of Mombasa, under the blinding East African sun, Corinne saw a man who would change everything, a Samburu warrior named Katinga Lepamarijo. His tall frame, red ochre skin, and proud beaded adornment struck her like a spell. In that instant, Marco faded into the background of her life. When she returned to Switzerland, she couldn't shake the image of the warrior who had smiled at her from a distance. Against every warning, she sold her business, left Marco, and by 1987 she was back in Kenya, determined to find the man who had captured her heart. She found him in Barsaloi, far from civilization, and against all odds, they married. Corinne, now called Napirai by the Samburu, embraced her new life with unshakable spirit. She dressed like the women of the village, carried water from the river, spoke Swahili and Samburu, and opened a small shop to sustain her family. In 1990, she gave birth to their daughter, Napirai, her heart split between the red earth of Kenya and the white snows of her homeland. But love is not always enough to bridge two worlds. The same fire that brought them together soon burned them apart. Katinga's jealousy deepened. Illness and isolation followed. Corinne's dream began to crumble under the weight of cultural wars and survival struggles. One night, terrified for her child's future, she fled with Napirai, leaving behind the man she once crossed continents for. Back in Switzerland, Corinne rebuilt her life while carrying the ache of a love that couldn't last. Her memoir The White Masai became a worldwide sensation, a story of courage, obsession, and loss. Napirai grew up far from the Samburu plains, quietly protecting her, and so, what began as a holiday became one of history's most haunting testaments to how far the human heart will travel, even when it cannot stay. Katinga searched the desert and the dust for the woman who had once shared his heart and his heart, but she was gone. In the late 1990s, he finally spoke, his voice carrying the weight of loss and pride. He said, "A white woman came into my life and took away my precious jewel, Napirai. The warrior who once stood fearless before lions could not fight this kind of emptiness." Years passed, and Katinga never saw what his daughter had become, never saw the child of the Samburu sun grow into the woman of two worlds. Katinga felt betrayed, a warrior left standing in the dust of a love he once believed eternal. To him, Corinne's departure was not escape but abandonment. To Corinne, it was survival, a fight for her health and her daughter's chance at a better life. Both held on to their truth, he, that love should have endured no matter the storm, she, that sometimes living is the only way to stay alive. Yet, the world still asks, was Corinne right to live? Or did she know from the very beginning that the warrior's heart was only a chapter in her adventure?